Oh, hello. Welcome once again to Stuff and Things, where I like to talk about stuff and occasionally even things. I'm your good friend Bradley, and today you find me in a place in very harsh sunlight, and I know my face is very shadowed and everything, but this is the best I could do as far as framing. You can see a nice little barn behind me. I'm actually in HOVANDER Homestead Park in Ferndale, Washington, so it's about 10-15 minutes north of Bellingham, Washington, where I live. Spend a lot of time in Ferndale because we do a lot of jobs up here with my construction job. And HOVANDER Park is a place that I haven't been to in years. I think the last time was actually my little brother's wedding, but I used to come here a lot as a kid. They used to have animals here. I don't know if they still do, but like barnyard animals. This was a former homestead, as the name suggests, of the HOVANDER family, and it was donated to the county, and they made a park out of it. So there's a really cool old house that you can't see right now, but that's the, I believe, the original barn. I'm sure it's been reconstructed or restored at some point. And there's just a lot of acreage here, a lot of cool areas. There's a kind of a causeway over a swampy area. There's a garden, a lot of cool stuff. But I'm here because I'm going to be taking some photographs of my niece for her 5th birthday, and I figured I might as well do some videos here while I am here. We did a video already. Well, we'll get into that when we talk about upcoming videos, but lots of stuff going on the channels, on Stuff and Things, and on Working. Hopefully you enjoy this little change of pace as far as the setting, so let's get into it. All right, gang, so what can you look forward to on Stuff and Things and Working? Well, on Stuff and Things, the video that's coming up this Wednesday, Monday, if you are a Patreon supporter, you get everything early on Patreon, will be my on-the-go pipe kit. So I'm going to be showing you the pipe roll that I use and just the equipment that I carry with me when I am smoking my pipe on the go. Interesting stuff. The week after that, I'm going to be talking about some Lochby products. I reviewed the Lochby Field Journal way back in, maybe it was 2021 or 2019, one of those years. I can't remember exactly, but I really liked it, and they sent me a couple more products. One is the Quattro. It's a 4 fountain pen holder, and then the other was the Venture pouch, which is kind of, I hate this term, but EDC pouch where you can carry a lot of cool things, tools, what have you. So I'll be reviewing those coming up as well. And then the week after that, I'm reviewing, where's the ring? I still have the ring that I ripped off. The Seattle Pipe Club Plum Pudding Cigar. I have some of it here. It's not really a review because I don't know enough about cigars to feel confident in giving a review about cigars, but just from the point of view of a pipe person, somebody who has reviewed plum pudding in various forms throughout the years, giving you my opinion on the plum pudding cigar. And then Working, we will have Working episode, what are we on now? Is it 27 or 28? I can't remember. But we'll be kind of coming full circle. The very first Working episode we ever did was doing garage slabs for a company out in Ferndale, where I am now, not exactly here, but in the same city. And now we're doing that again, but it's kind of interesting to see how it's changed because I do the videos a little differently. We usually do a time lapse. So fun stuff coming up on Working as well. And many more things. I've been contacted by a couple companies that want to send me some products, so stay tuned. There shall be some interesting, did I say shall? There shall be some interesting things coming up in the future. The sun is just addling my brain right now. I'm not used to this. It's the Pacific Northwest. All right, let's get to the topic of the show. And this comes courtesy of a viewer. And I got this comment and I absolutely loved it. Some of you may think that I'm being facetious or whatever by reading this, but no, I actually really did enjoy this comment a lot. It's from @TrevorJar12, and it says this: "Good afternoon. I've been enjoying your content since 2015 when I started essing peas myself. I personally enjoy your content. I think it's great. I think it's awesome. However, I showed my stepson your playthrough videos when he was 16, the videos that I used to post on Stuff and Things Plays, and he gave me his opinion. As much as I like your videos, you are very well spoken. You are very intellectual. You are very methodical on how you speak, and unfortunately, in modern America, you are a very boring person to watch because you are very methodical and step by step and repeat yourself. As much as I enjoy watching your content, you are a very niche person in the society of people we have today, who are more about shocking and awe, the unexpected, surprise, and inappropriate use of everything. You literally explain everything, step by step, multiple times throughout your videos, and the way you do it, is boring. I'm not trying to bash you. I'm not trying to hurt you or be mean. I'm just trying to give you the critique of an outside person. Stop overanalyzing. Stop repeating yourself multiple times. People are dumb and don't understand big words. They don't come to YouTube to watch somebody overanalyze and explain something. They come to YouTube to get away from the world, to get shock and awe, and to be entertained. Like I said, I personally like your content, so I guess you like the over-explaining and everything. And I follow all your YouTube channels. I've probably watched at least 80 to 85% of your content. Obviously, the stuff that I'm personally into. Wait a minute. Of your content, obviously stuff that I'm personally into your game, but I think you're going to have to adjust your personality to reach the masses of people. So, I absolutely love this comment. I'm not being facetious or pretending. I think it's actually a really interesting and cool comment, and the fact that Trevor took such a long time to write out such a detailed comment, I appreciate a lot. But I just wanted to address this because I think it's kind of funny. Obviously, I stopped posting videos on Stuff and Things Plays, and one of the main reasons was, obviously, they were taking a lot of time. Doing 3 extra videos a week was just a huge commitment that was difficult for me to maintain. And then the other reason, probably equally as important, was the fact that they weren't getting very many views. So if I had gotten more views and more return on the time that I was putting into those videos, I probably would have continued doing those. And so when I look back on my Stuff and Things Plays videos, I don't personally think they're boring, but I could definitely understand in the climate of gameplay videos on YouTube where people are usually like shrieking and screaming and basically just acting like maniacs the entire time, I can understand why those may not appeal, why my videos may not appeal to a broader or maybe younger audience. The whole point, though, is that I post videos on YouTube, or I post the kind of content that I enjoy watching on YouTube. Now, obviously, there are you out there who watch my videos, and so you probably enjoy that kind of content as well. And this is a question that has occurred to me a few times. You know, I've been doing this 10 years now, and I've got over 50,000 subs. It's going well to a certain extent, but it could definitely be going much better. And I've thought in the past, like, should I try to chase those views a little bit more? Should I try to appeal to a more broad audience? Should I, quote, dumb things down? And I don't necessarily think I'm some sort of intellectual giant or anything spouting off these words that are difficult for people to understand. I think my vocabulary is okay. I think I'm reasonably intelligent. So I don't think that it's too esoteric and crazy for people to be able to watch my videos and understand what's going on. But I could definitely try to appeal more to a lower common denominator. When I look back at the videos that I've posted that are the most popular, they're usually about subjects that don't have anything to do with pipes, that don't have anything to do with some of the more niche things that we talk about on this channel. So if I really wanted to, I could try to just focus in more on those things. Take the top 10 videos that I've ever posted on my channel and just do those things over and over and over. And I would probably get more views and I would probably be more successful. And frankly, I probably should do that if I really want to make a living doing this, which was my ultimate goal and still is. The problem with that is that I would soon start to be very annoyed by myself. I would be irritated by the content that I was putting out. And if I'm irritated by my own content, then that's a problem. So, I think it's okay for me to be boring. And I don't know, I think I know what you're trying to say. I don't think I am literally boring. Maybe I am. To some people, obviously I probably am. But I think I get what you're trying to say. I think I'm gonna keep being me. I don't think there's any way I can change that unless I'm just completely acting the entire time I'm doing videos. And I know some people do that on YouTube, where they just have this persona. They drill down into that, and that's how they post all their videos, or that's the content of all their videos. I don't think I'm ever gonna do that. I still will tweak things, I'll still experiment with things, but I do think there is an audience for the kind of content that you guys like. And obviously this is the kind of content that you guys like as well. But there's always room for improvement. And I appreciate suggestions, I appreciate constructive criticism, and I will definitely be tweaking things and experimenting with things in the future. But I will always be the same boring me. All right, gang. Have to be a little bit quicker today because my niece and my brother and my sister-in-law are coming over are coming to the park so I can take pictures. So we're gonna jump right into hashtag askstuffandthings. Remember, if you have a question for me, we're still recording, the sun is so bright I can't see my screen. If you have a question for me and you would like it answered on the Sunday Stuff and Things, tweet at SAT Bradley with the hashtag askstuffandthings. You can also write to me via Patreon and go right to the front of the line, hit that super thanks button under this video and go right to the front of the line. Or you can leave questions, comments, and feedback under my YouTube videos. One thing I should have mentioned in that last segment is me being boring. Since this content isn't necessarily appealing to a very broad audience, that's why Patreon is so important. And I really appreciate the people who support me on Patreon. So first, we have some feedback from last week's Sunday Stuff and Things. This is from @Steve-MZ5UV. We know what you're talking about when you S your P, so it doesn't bother most of us, I'm sure. So we're talking about the euphemisms I use that have become kind of a joke or a little slang on the channel now. S-ing your P, burning sticks, I coined last week for cigars. So thank you, Steve. At AbeSapien9930 says, the hysteria against tea is so hypocritical. There are no warning labels on a McDonald's Big Mac. Aren't there? I don't know, it's been a while since I've had a Big Mac. Don't they have to put like nutritional information now? And YouTube doesn't block videos of people stuffing themselves with rich, decadent food. Yet obesity can take 10 to 15 years off a person's life, which is just as bad, if not worse, than tea. In fact, I've read at least one study that showed obesity is worse than cigarette-essing and alcohol combined, weed as well. Yeah, it is hypocritical. It's kind of ridiculous. It's just what society has decided to key in on. It's funny, especially living where I live, where weed is legal. People just have this idea that there is absolutely no harmful effect from weed whatsoever, when I have read studies saying that the smoke from weed is actually more carcinogenic and has more impurities than for sure, pipe tea, I would think, and then obviously, or maybe not as obviously, but possibly from cigarettes. So it is ridiculous. It's just, that's the big bugbear in our society that people have decided. I can understand wanting to encourage people to not SCs as often, like 2 packs a day. I think that would definitely help people as far as their health goes. But, you know, pipes, all sorts of different things. If we just talk about moderation, it's probably just as fine for you as having a glass of wine a day. It's, you know, whatever. I'm not a doctor. At Uranium Rock 8381 says, constructive criticism on the working channel. I'm not a cement mason, but what I do is similar enough that honestly, watching the working channel videos make me think about my job. That's just not what I'm trying to do on my off time. And yeah, I definitely understand that. Those videos are supposed to be for people who don't really have any experience in the trades. And so some people would say, well, why don't you explain more what you're doing in the videos? Because they're not a DIY video. Most people are not going to pour their own concrete driveway or patio or garage slab. That's just not gonna happen. It's not like, you know, fixing your sink or something in your apartment. So I'm not trying to do this as an instructional DIY video. What I'm trying to do with the working channel is just showing a slice of life of someone who does construction, who works in the trades, and it's supposed to be for people who don't really know what that life is like. So people who work in an office, people who work from home, people who are in marketing, who have never done manual labor and don't really understand that world. I just kind of want to show that to people. And that's why I think it could be interesting if more of those people found those videos. Next, we have at EDODT4220. Oh no, now I have to go find those burning sticks. These burning sticks. I can't resist any form of plum pudding. If they ever make plum pudding flavored plum pudding, I'm going to have to find it and eat it. Interesting. So plum pudding, pipe tea flavored actual plum pudding. I don't think I'd like that, but you go ahead. So the video for the plum pudding burning stick will be up in 3 weeks? 3 weeks. It'll be the third video. There's going to be on-the-go pipe kit, Lochby products, and then the plum pudding burning stick video. So I had some interesting thoughts. Again, I don't know a ton about cigars, so take everything I say about it with a grain of salt, but interesting stuff. And then we have a little bit of feedback this is not my Domke F10 bag, but we posted, this is the Domke F2, my larger camera bag. But I posted the video about the Domke F10 shoulder bag, my small camera bag that I carry with me all the time. Not a lot of views on that. That's kind of a niche product, but that'll be something that has legs in the future. So we have a little feedback. This is from @LesBrady. All this time I thought it was called a donkey bag. Yeah, a lot of people think that. Smashing Artful just says, nice camera bag. Yes, it is. And @C-Froggy says, you didn't show it in the review, but can you fit a mirrorless camera in it like your Canon R6? Yeah, you could. You couldn't fit much else than the camera and maybe one smaller lens. It's definitely not made for like a modern mirrorless camera kit. You could, I'd say you could fit a Canon R6 like the one I have, or you know, a Sony A7R, whatever. You could fit that body in there, and you could fit a medium size full frame lens, and then a few accessories. You probably couldn't fit more than 2 lenses unless you were doing like small primes, like a little 50mm or something like that. So it's definitely not made for that. It's supposed to be more, I would say it's best for, you know, smaller rangefinder cameras, for even point and shoot cameras. It works great for my little Nikon FE, which is a film camera. I could fit that in there in a couple lenses. I can fit my Fuji X100 in there. So stuff like that. But for like a full frame mirrorless camera kit, you'd probably want to step up in size a little bit. So thank you all for the feedback. Please keep that coming in. It really helps make the show go. But now it's time for the very best part of the show, and that is where we thank our Patreon supporters. Remember, if you would like to support the channels on Patreon, there is a link in the description box below, and it is much appreciated. As we mentioned before, I'm boring, and I need your help to support this channel because I don't make much money from YouTube itself. So if you would like to support this channel, we still have a drive for $105 supporters. There is a link in the description box below, as I mentioned, but every week we like to shout out those who support the channels at $100, at $25 or more. The producers, the people who really make this show go. People like Glenn Dunnington, Jason Buckner, Ryan McFadin, Arcturus, Ashes of the Phoenix, Jonathon Proctor, Kyle Waitkunas, ConCoClem, Charles Mowers, and Friendly Piper. And of course, the Maniacs, the crazy people who support the channels at $100 a month, people like Bob Magee. And we'll never forget our dearly departed friend and perpetual Hall of Fame member, Peter Straub. Gang, hopefully you enjoyed this setting. Sorry about the shadows and lighting and the sun burning my eye sockets and everything, but it's kind of a nice place. Maybe I'll put a little B-roll, depending on how busy I get with taking pictures of my niece, but maybe a little B-roll of walking around. There's some cool stuff around here. Lots of good stuff coming up, so please stay tuned. But until next time, until we meet again, I've been your good friend Bradley. You've been the audience. This has been Stuff and Things on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. On a Sunday, Stuff and Things. I'll see you later.